I told you so. I told you this was going to happen. I said this in detail that diesel deletes were going to become legal. And everybody told me that I was crazy. I don't know what I'm talking about. This pie in the sky. It's never going to happen. Huh. Well, what is this then? Roll the intro. Guys, welcome on back to TK's Garage. Before we get into today's video, we got to jump into a quick word from one of our sponsors, Delete Me. We'll roll that. We'll get straight into it. Quick question. Do you know every website that has your personal information on it? Yeah, neither did I. Turns out there are entire companies called data brokers whose whole job is collecting and selling details about you. Your name, your phone number, old addresses, even family connections. They pull this from public records, social media, all sorts of random websites to build detailed profiles on people. I got tired of it. So I went and I tried Delete Me. They had reached out and they said, hey, we want to show you our product. And anytime somebody wants to show me something, I'll take a look at it. So here's how they work. They go out and they find all of these sketchy broker sites, and believe me, I'm going to show you in a minute, there's tons, where your info is listed. They then contact those sites and get your personal information removed. But it doesn't stop there. New information can pop up all the time. So Delete Me keeps monitoring for you and keeps those listings off so nobody has your personal information. It's like having a personal team fighting to keep your information private without you having to do all the legwork. So let me show you. This is my latest Delete Me report. You can literally watch the list of sites that had my info, right? And it just shrinks to where it says clear, 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 clear. Some of these sites I didn't even know existed. In full transparency, today's video is sponsored by Delete Me, but I use it myself. You guys know this. Anytime I talk about a sponsor on this channel, it's literally companies or products I physically use. But it doesn't stop there. You know, I'm sticking with this. I'm not getting rid of Delete Me anytime soon because of the value and what they've been able to do for me. So I'm sticking with it. It's made a real difference in how much my personal info is floating around online. And if that sounds like something that you want, go to joindeleteme.com/TK Garage for 20% off your plan. Now let's get back to the video. All right, guys, so welcome on back. So following Trump's lead, some GOP states seek to limit environmental regulations. You mean the video that everybody said, nah, it's never going to happen. Those states aren't trying to legalize diesel deletes. You mean the same states that they mentioned in this AP story? It's AP. It's not Fox. It's not, it's not Newsmax. It's AP. Some Republican legislators are looking to restrict their state's ability to set environmental regulations. A move that comes as President Donald Trump's administration pushes to roll back environmental rules on power plants, water, and greenhouse gases. The Alabama legislature on Tuesday approved legislation backed by business groups that would prevent state agencies from setting restrictions on pollutants and hazardous substances exceeding those set by the federal government. In areas where no federal standards exist, the state could adopt new rules only if there is a direct causal link between exposure to harmful emissions and manifest bodily harm to humans. And then they list a bunch of the different stuff like diesel, NOx, coal power plants. No, they wouldn't be mentioning diesel for any reason, would they? Supporters said the Alabama measure would ground standards in sound science. We wait. I'm sorry. We are talking about Alabama, right? Man. And prevent regulatory overreach. Environmental groups said it would cripple the state's ability to respond to environmental or health crisis risks, including a group of chemicals known as PFAS, PFAS, or forever chemicals. Listen, if you drink bottles of water, there's forever chemicals in everything. We're all screwed. So I really don't care. I just don't. Um, I just don't. Um, there's a Sarah Stokes, a senior attorney with the Southern Environmental Law Center. Yeah, that sounds super conservative. Said the bill sets an impossible hurdle for state regulations since the bill specifies that an increased risk of disease is not enough to demonstrate harm to humans. It's a blank check to businesses and others that want to harm the environment. We're basically sacrificing human health for businesses. No, no, no. People are going to do what they want with their own equipment, their own vehicles. They're going to be able, and I'm going to laugh. If Alabama is the first state, I'm telling you, Montana and Wyoming, y'all better get on it, man. If Alabama is the first state that legalizes diesel deletes, oof, this is bad. This is bad, man. And Mississippi, y'all need to do better. Y'all better jump on this ASAP. So she says, that doesn't seem like the best calculation for our citizens. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce and Business Groups supported the legislation, and the bill's sponsor, Republican Senator Donnie Chasteen, I don't know, never heard of him, told a legislative committee this month that this bill is a pro-business piece of legislation. If we're going to be able to compete with states in the Southeast to attract and bring some of those businesses in, then we need to have those standards adopted so that it's clearly defined what our companies are working with. Supporters also argued the bill follows Trump's deregulatory agenda. Yeah, it does. This does not remove the use of sound science and legitimate science, said Rep. Troy Stubbs during a debate. What it does protect is Alabama and the people of Alabama from runaway government that can become overly burdensome and regulatory to a point that it drives the cost of living way up. Wow, that sounds like really familiar because the price of a truck right now, or a car, is over double what it was because of shit like this, because of bills and emission standards and all this other crap. The measure is the latest effort to restrict state level government regulations. Indiana's governor, Mike Braun, signed an executive order last year saying Indiana can't have new environmental rules stricter than the federal ones. Huh. Interesting. Tennessee lawmakers last year passed legislation requiring any regulations that are more stringent than federal to be based on links that manifest bodily harm in humans. Stokes said the Alabama proposal goes further than a Tennessee law. A similar bill has been introduced in Utah. You mean not Utah, not the state where they were literally suing individual YouTubers for deleting trucks, huh? Wow. Funny how the pendulum swings. It said Alabama could adopt its own pollution standard only where the state's rationale for doing so relies on a very particular kind of science. Alabama could not rely, for example, on studies showing a correlation between pollution exposure and an increased risk of disease. The bill also bars agencies from using the EPA's integrated risk information system. So they're being smart because they know that the Republicans aren't going to have the White House forever. So they're doing it so that when a Democrat comes in and they try to change the EPA, the state's going to go, sorry, we can't go by that. We have laws on the books under our Constitution that we don't have to follow that shit. So there you have it. Democrats and the Alabama legislators spoke against the bill for 2 hours until GOP lawmakers voted to end debate and force a vote. Democrat Representative Chris England said the bill turns Alabama residents into test subjects. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not even going to read all the dumb shit they said. This is very simple. We wouldn't have states having to set these friggin' outrageous standards on their own to allow people to do stuff that they want with their own trucks, to allow businesses to be able to operate, with common sense, if we had proper federal legislation and we didn't have people abusing the Clean Air Act. Period. End of story. So, is Alabama going to be the first state that allows you to delete your diesel truck? It's looking that way. The way that bill is written is very specific, and it doesn't deal just with businesses. Yes, it is very pro-business, but it deals with individual farmers and farm equipment, individuals that own vehicles, right to repair, all kinds of stuff. I definitely recommend you go read it, because I'm going to laugh my ass off if Alabama is the first state to legalize diesel deletes. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, stay petty, my friends.